Hello, everyone. Happy Monday, the 26th of January. Can't quite believe we're coming towards the end of January. Hope that you are all well. So, another powerful week astrologically. Maybe not as quite as full on as last week, but still. Um, it's still quite a big week. So, one of the major things that's happening this week is happening today, the 26th of January, and that is Neptune, which is kind of like the planets of dreams and wishes and intuition, is moving out of Pisces and moving into Aries. And Aries is all about action, and it's going to be there till 2039, so 13 years. So we've got water and fire because Neptune's associated with water, Aries is associated with fire. If you've got Aries anywhere in your chart, this will affect you quite a lot. But is going to affect, it is actually going to affect everybody because this is a major move. So this last happened, I believe, in the 1860s or something like that. And at that period of time, we saw things like revolutions. We saw people taking their power back. So it's when we start to really see the truth of what's going on in our own lives and in the world. So it's pretty big, okay? We also have the first quarter moon in Taurus today, which is wanting you to ground. So it's actually wanting you, I feel, is wanting you to ground into this new energy that's coming, that's starting today. So I've been talking to you a lot, haven't I, about really only doing and going with so doing what makes sense to you, what feels right for you, and, ignoring everything else. And hopefully you've been practicing that. Hopefully you've been feeling into that. Hopefully you've been tuning into your intuition more and more and more. As I said, Aries is a fire sign, and fire can clear things out. It can also destroy things, so we have to be careful with this energy as well. Not just us personally, but as a collective. So we really need now only to take inspired action. Okay? So we tune into, what feels right for us, and we take action from that point. We don't take action from a place of fear or a place of feeling we have to, or from a place of, well, I'll do that because that'll make somebody else happy, if it's at your own expense, if it's at the expense of your own happiness, sorry. Okay. So it's really where your imagination, your desires, your dreams are being brought. You can take the steps now to get there. Okay. And Aries is going to help you do that. Of course, it means that you have to have the strength of your convictions, that you have to not back down from what you want to achieve. And the two cards I drew from the Light Seers Tarot deck today are Strength. So that's in the Major Arcana deck. So that's saying, you be strong. Right. It's also linked to Leo, actually, this card, which is also fire. And we have a full moon in Leo. I think it's either Sunday or Monday. So it really is saying, look, stay strong, follow your convictions. But for me, it's following your inner voice, following your nudges, following how you feel. So like it's really checking in with your emotions and where you're feeling things in your body when you're making decisions. Okay, it's time to walk your walk, not just talk your talk. Okay, with this, there will be moments of, doubt. We all have this. And in this card, she's kind of worried that it's Five of Pentacles. She feels like she's missing out maybe financially, or she's missing out on an offer, or maybe she feels she's never going to get there. But actually what she's not seeing is there's a key to the door right here. It's been there all along. So I feel in this card, it's showing us we may have some fear coming in this week because our old patterns and our egos may be going, hang on a minute, what are you doing? Or we may be shown something that we still need to let go of that's not going to help us get where we want to go. And that might make us step into this fear. But just know that's just showing you an old pattern and an old way of being. And that's not actually the truth. You've got a key to unlock this door into your future. Okay. As I've already mentioned, there's a full moon. I think it's the first or either Sunday or Monday in Leo. Leo is all about regaining your inner sparkle, taking action, being brave, being bold. If we want to change this world, we have to stop hiding. Yeah, we have to stand up and we have to lead by example. So today, spend some time really tuning in to what you want to achieve, what your intentions are, what your goals are, whatever you want to call them, what you're intuitively led to do next to get you to where you want to be. And literally imagine you're putting those roots into the ground, into the earth. And every time you take steps, like literally, physically, on the ground, you are strengthening those roots further. Okay? Because you can't go to where you want to be without setting the foundation. Some people take leaps of faith, which can work out, but sometimes they take leaps of faith without having done the inner work, without having really listened to themselves. They've just gone for it. And again, that could be okay, but we're being shown now that we really need to make sure that everything we do is grounded, but sort of from our heart, and our body. So it may well be that you want to imagine those roots coming out of your sort of heart, your solar plexus, which is your tummy area, your sacral, and just allowing those roots to go down into the earth. Okay. It's actually perfect timing to sign up for my latest course, my latest program, which is Embodied Intuition. She knows. Because we really need to go back to our inner wisdom. You've already been doing this, but really go back to inner wisdom, to really trust yourselves, to really not listen to the outside noise, to make decisions for yourself, to be in your discernment. There's a lot of horrible things going on in the world right now. And I'm not saying we should ignore them, but we should make our own discerned, intuitive mind up, if that makes sense, about it. And we should really wake up to the truth of everything, not necessarily all this week, but generally. So, there's a lot of, obviously, AI is here to stay, and it's not a bad thing. in the right hands, it's a good thing, mainly, I believe. But again, we don't always know what we're being shown is true, what we're being told is true. So the only real way of knowing what's true is if you feel it and you embody it. You know, if you really feel it in your body as to what it is you're meant to do, decide how you're meant to act, how you're meant to be. And over 6 weeks, I will help you, I will guide you so that by the end of those 6 weeks, you'll feel like you can really trust that intuition, because there are times, aren't there, when we know we're being guided intuitively and we ignore it because our logical mind or ego takes over. And this is going to teach you how to really recognize your intuition and strengthen it as we practice and we go along those 6 weeks. I'm mentioning it more today because the early bird price finishes on the 31st. So if you're interested, if it calls you, then, you know, jump in this week, because the price goes up on the 1st of February. Okay. I'll put details above this video. But it really feels like I knew what I was offering was the right thing and the right time, and it really feels like today, it really feels so strong that it is for many of you that are listening to this. If you've got any questions, I'm happy to answer them before you commit, obviously. But it would be lovely, wouldn't it, to have a gathering of women that work together to help each other and to really start living like confidently from that place of intuition. Anyway, we also have Imbolc, I think that's how you pronounce it, on the 1st of February in the Northern Hemisphere, which is the start of spring, or the beginnings of the start of spring. New life. You'll start to see the spring flowers. Actually, maybe you already have started to see them, but there's that kind of feeling. So it's a great time to really move forward with your plans for the future. So I wish you an amazing week, and I will be back next week. Watch out for some more information about my course. I'm going to be talking about it a lot more. And as I said, if you've got any questions, you can contact me. All right. Bye for now.